And we are on to Final Fantasy VII. How's it going, everyone? It's the 2D here, and today I'm going to be showing you every single Final Fantasy VII card in the new Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy crossover set. And we're going to get right into it, starting with mono white cards. And of course, we're starting off with none other than Aerith Gainsborough, who is a 3-cost legendary creature human cleric with lifelink. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Aerith. When Aerith dies, put X +1/+1 counters on each legendary creature you control, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on Aerith. And of course, very, very good card. Next, we're going to go into her rescue mission, which is a sorcery, 4-cost. Choose one, and you can take the elevator, create 3 1/1 colorless hero creature tokens, or you can take 59 flights of stairs, obviously references to the game, and you can tap up to 3 target creatures and put a stun counter on one of them. You can find these 2 cards in these sets. Now, just as an FYI, there's going to be a lot of just extended arts and just different artworks for the cards, so I'll just be going through those briefly. Next, we just have a Knight token, and we have Cloud, of course, 2-cost human soldier mercenary. When Cloud enters, search your library for an equipment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. As long as Cloud is equipped, if an ability of Cloud or an equipment attached to it triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. And you can find these 2 cards in these sets. There we go. Come on. All right, next we have a little bit of an artwork right here. And it's just Cloud's Limit Break. And you have a Summon Chocobo with Stampede. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Nice. And you can find these 2 cards here. Summon Knights of the Round Table. It's a saga, and 4, create 3 2/2 white knight creature tokens. Then for 5, you have Ultimate End. Other creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. Put an indestructible counter on each of them. And you have Weapons Vendors, a 4-cost. When this creature enters, draw a card at the beginning of combat in your turn. If you control equipment, you may pay 1. When you do, attach target equipment you control to a target creature you control, so a way to save some mana when you're with your equipment. So he'll be in like equipment decks for Commander. Next, we have Zack. 1-cost, legendary creature, human soldier. Zack enters with +1/+1 counter on him, and for 1, you can sacrifice him, and target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Put Zack Fair's counters on that creature and attach an equipment that was attached to Zack Fair to that creature. And then you have a different artwork for Summon Chocomog. A lot of these do have our cards in precons only, so that's why you'll see quite a few of them. And then on this side, you have different artwork for Knights of the Round Table, or sorry, just Knights of the Round. Really cool art. Aerith right here, cool art, and you can find these 2 over here. Next, we have Cloud again, different artwork, extended art for Aerith. Another different artwork or extended art for Cloud and Zack. You can find those right here in the collector boosters, bundles, and gift bundles. And you have some more different artworks for Aerith and Cloud, and you can find them in the collector and gift bundles for both of them. Zack, same thing, except you can find them in like collector boxes or collector edition commander decks, and then Limit Break collector's edition. And here's a solar token, which you can find in some of the commanders, and it's also Rebel. So that's pretty nice. We're going to go back to soldiers quickly. And Sid, I believe that's new. 2 white equipment and vehicle spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. During your turn, Sid has flying, and you can spend 2 to tap him to return target equipment or vehicle card from your graveyard to your hand. That's honestly a fun effect. Cloud's Limit Break, which I believe was the art card that we saw earlier. It's an instant with Tirade, and you can choose 1 additional cost, and you can get Cross Slash, destroy target tapped creature. Blade Beam, you can spend 1 to destroy any number of target tapped creatures with different controllers. Omni Slash, you can spend 4 to destroy all tapped creatures. You have Elena Turk Recruit. When a leader enters, return target non-assassin historic card from your graveyard to your hand. Artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic. Whenever you cast a historic spell, put +1/+1 counters on Elena, and you can find these 2 cards in the precons. Next, we have Headgear, Shinra Executive, Legendary Creature, Human Soldier. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of soldiers you control. At the beginning of your end step, create a number of 1/1 white soldier creature tokens equal to the number of opponents who control more creatures than you, to 33. And you have Helitrooper, it's a 2-cost creature, human soldier, with flying. Whenever a creature attacks, another target attacking creature gains flying until end of turn. Equipped abilities you activate that target this creature costs 2 less to activate, and you can find these in these precons. Alright, moving on, going to Soldier Military Program, 3-cost enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose one. If you control a commander, you may choose both instead. Create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, and you can put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 soldiers you control, which is why we have those soldier tokens. You have Ultimate Magic Holy. It's a 3-cost instant. Permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn. If this spell is cast from exile, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn. And it has Foretell. Alright, so you have some different artworks. We have Cloud's Limit Break, Helitrooper. You can find those in the collector boosters gift bundles for both of them. Soldier Military Program, same thing, collector, boosters, and gift bundle. The Ultimate Magic Holy, same thing, collector. Sid, this is the extended art, and you can find them in both those plus the bundle. Elena, same thing. Moving over here, we have this Shinra Executive, which you guys already know already. And then we have a new card, Secret Rendezvous, and we'll be seeing this card quite a few times. It's a 3-cost. You and target opponent each draw 3 cards. Hey, you say something, why don't you? And you can find that card in collector boosters and gift bundles. And then you have the same card, but with Aerith, Barrett, and there is going to be a Tifa coming up soon. Next, we have Austere Command. You can choose 2, and out of all of these, you can choose to destroy all artifacts, enchantments, all creatures with mana value 3 or less, or all creatures with mana value 4 or greater. Next, you have Bastion Protector, creature, human soldier. Commander creatures you control gain +2/+2 and have indestructible. And you can find these cards in these precons. Next, we have Bronze Guardian, artifact creature, golem, double strike, ward. Other artifacts you control have ward 2. This creature's power is equal to the number of artifacts you control. Honestly, fun card. Next, we have Clever Concealment. You guys all know what this is referencing, but it's an instant convoke, and any number of target non-land permanents you control phase out. You can find these in these precons. Next, we have Dispatch. It's a 1-cost instant, tap target creature. And if you control 3 or more artifacts, exile that creature instead. Nice. Next, we have Pure Steel Paladin, 2-cost human knight. Whenever an equipment you control enters, you may draw a card. Metalcraft equipment you control have equip 0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. So that's nice. A little bit of flexibility there. And we have Secret Rendezvous with Tifa again. Unfinished Business, it's a 4-cost sorcery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, then return up to 2 target auras and/or equipment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to that creature. You can find these in these precons. Vanquish the Horde, sorcery, it's an 8-cost, so that's quite expensive, but the spell cost 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield, and it's destroy all creatures. So almost like a Blasphemous Act, but for white instead. Memories Nibelheim, 3-cost instant, destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller creates 1/1 white human creature token. Next, run to blue, and there's only 4 blue, but that's awesome. We have Eject with Aerith here, with this creature right here. It's a 4-cost instant. This spell can't be countered. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, draw a card. Next, we have Ether. It's a 4-cost artifact, and you can tap it to exile it and add 1 water. One island, 1 blue. When you next cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for that copy. You can find these 2 cards pretty much anywhere, it looks like. We'll take a look just in case. Alright, next we have Scorpion Sentinel. It's a 2-cost artifact creature, robot scorpion. As long as you control 7 or more lands, this creature gets +3/+0, which would make it a 4/4 for 2. Next we have Valkyrie Aerial Unit, 7-cost construct affinity for artifacts, which means the spell costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. Flying. When this creature enters, Surveil 2. You can find these 2 cards here. And that was all the blue. So we will move on then to black. Alright, so starting off with black, we have a Sephiroth Fabled Soldier art card, which is super nice, and you have Fight On. 3, the instant, return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, and you can find those cards here. Next, you have Reno and Rude, 2 cost, legendary creature, human assassin with menace. Whenever Reno and Rude deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library. Then you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, you may play the exile card this turn, and mana of any type can be spent to cast it. Next, we have Resentful Revelation. It's a 2 cost sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, and the rest into your graveyard, and it has a flashback cost of 6. You can find these cards, looks like, in pretty much everything. Next, we have Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier. Of course, Sephiroth being one of the main guys in Final Fantasy. If you think Final Fantasy, you think Cloud, and the other one's Sephiroth. He's a legendary creature, human avatar soldier. When Sephiroth enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw a card. Whenever another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. If this is the 4th time this ability has resolved this turn, you can transform Sephiroth, and of course into the One-Winged Angel. Super iconic, just video game theme. Supernova, as this creature transforms into Sephiroth, One-Winged Angel, you get an emblem with whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Whenever Sephiroth attacks, you may sacrifice any number of other creatures. If you do, draw that many cards. And you have Sephiroth's Intervention. As a 4 cost instant, destroy target creature, you gain 2 life. Of course, we all know where that pose comes from. Alright, so looks like we are on to Shinra Reinforcements. It's 3 cost human soldiers. When this creature enters, mill 3 cards and you gain 3 life. Then we have Vincent Valentine, 4 cost legendary creature assassin. Whenever a creature an opponent controlled dies, put a number of +1/+1 counters on Vincent equal to that creature's power. Whenever Vincent Valentine attacks, you may transform it. Then you get Galleon Beast, trample lifelink. When Galleon Beast dies, return it to the battlefield tapped. And you can find these 2 cards here. Vincent's Limit Break for 2. You have Tyrede, and then until end of turn, target creatures you control gains. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control, and has the chosen base power and toughness 0 for 3/2. You can spend 1 for 5/2. You can spend 3 for 7/2. And then you have Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier, just a different artwork. I'll show you the other side. Super cool. Look at that card. Beautiful. It looks like you can get it anywhere. Then you have different artworks for Sephiroth and Vincent here. Super neat. Oops, my apologies. All right. We have just an extended art for Reno and Rude, extended art for Sephiroth. You can get these in the collector boosters bundles, gift bundles for both of them. Vincent, of course, extended art for that, and Sephiroth, extended art for that too. You can find Vincent, it looks like, in collector boosters bundles and gift bundles, but Sephiroth is just collector boosters and gift bundles. It is not in the normal bundle. And you have a different thing for Vincent in collector boosters and gift bundles. All right, next we're on to red with Barrett Wallace art card. Super neat. And then you have the Nibelheim, a flame art card. You can find these 2 cards here. Glad that didn't go. And that one did. All right. Next, we have Barrett, of course, one of the OGs, 4 cost legendary creature, human rebel with reach. Whenever Barrett Wallace attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipped creatures you control the defending player. And then you have Call of Mountain Chocobo. It's a 4 cost sorcery. Search your library for a mountain card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. Create a 2/2 green bird creature token with whenever a land you control enters, this token gets +1/+0 until the end of turn, and he has a flashback cost of 6. You can find these in a lot of things, including the precons. Next, we have Haste Magic. It is a 2 cost instant. Target creature gets +3 and +1 and gains haste until end of turn. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it until your next end step. Honestly, a very fun, powerful effect. Nibelheim of Flame. Sorcery, choose target creature you control. It deals damage equal to its power to each other creature. If this spell was cast from a graveyard, discard your hand and draw 4 cards and has flashback cost of 7. And you have, it looks like next, a alternative artwork for Nibelheim of Flame, and extended art for Barrett here. And you can find Barrett in just the collector boosters, bundles, and gift bundles. Here you can find him in the commander. The Avalanche of Sector 7 is a 3-cost legendary creature, human rebel. Menace, Avalanche of Sector 7's power is equal to the number of artifacts your opponent controls. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact they control, Avalanche of Sector 7 deals 1 damage to that player. Next, we're on to Kate Sith, Fortune Teller, legendary artifact creature, Cat Moogle. Lucky slots at the beginning of combat on your turn. Scry 1, then exile a top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. When you exile a card this way, target creature you control gets +X+0 until end of turn, where X is that card's mana value. It's a 3/3. Next, you have a summon, Kujata. It's a saga. For 1 lightning, this creature deals 3 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. With ice, up to 3 target creatures can't block this turn. And then fire, discard a card, then draw 2 cards. When you discard a card this way, this creature deals damage equal to that card's mana value to each opponent. And you can find these, and it looks like just in the precons. Next, we have Ultimate Magic Meteor for 6. It's a sorcery. It deals 7 damage to each creature. If the spell was cast from exile for each opponent, choose an artifact or land that player controls, destroy the chosen permanents, and it has Foretell of 7. Next, we have Vincent, Vengeful Atoner. It's legendary creature, Assassin Menace. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on Vincent. Chaos. Whenever Vincent deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent, and Vincent's power is greater than 7. So he'll be like an equipment dex, I'm sure. Next, we have Yuffie, Materia Hunter. She is a legendary creature, human ninja, with ninjutsu 2. When Yuffie enters, gain control of target non-creature artifact for as long as you control Yuffie. Then you may attach an equipment you control to Yuffie. And we have an extended art, it looks like, for Ultimate Magic Meteor. You can find these 2 cards over here. Extended art for Avalanche of Sector 7 and Kate Sith. You can find those 2 in collector boosters, bundles, gift bundles for both of them. Next, we have an extended art for Vincent, Vengeful Atoner, and an extended art for Yuffie. And you can find both of those in collector boosters, bundles, and gift bundles for the both of them. Next, we have a different artwork for Summon Kujata. And that's in collector boosters and gift bundles. And then, of course, you have Chaos Warp. We all know what that card does, but just in case you aren't aware, the owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. You can find this different artwork for Summon Kujata in collector boosters and gift bundles, and Chaos Warp into these commander decks. Next, we have Furious Rise. It's a 3-cost enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until you exile another card with this enchantment. And then you have Hellkite Tyrant. It's a 6-cost creature dragon, fly and trample. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, gain control of all artifacts that player controls. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 20 or more artifacts, you win the game. Nice. Next, we have Professional Face Breaker. It's a creature, human warrior, menace. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. Sacrifice a treasure, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Then we have Vanda Blast. It's a sorcery for 1. Destroy target artifact you don't control, and has Overload of 4. And you can find these 2 cards in these precons. And then we have a different look at Cloud. 3-cost legendary creature, human warrior. Whenever a warrior attacks, you may have this controller create a 1/1 white warrior creature token that's tapped and attacking. You can spend 1 of each color to untap all attacking creatures. They gain trample, lifelink, and haste until end of turn. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase, activate only during combat. You can find this version of Cloud or Nagila the Blade Blossom in those sets. Next round of green, we have 32 different cards. So, we have Chocobo Racetrack. It's an artifact, 5-cost. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, create a 2/2 green bird creature token with whenever a land you control enters, this token gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Diamond Weapon, legendary artifact creature elemental, cost 9, but it's cost 1 less to cast for each permanent card in your graveyard. Reach, and it's immune, prevent all combat damage when it would be dealt to a Diamond Weapon. And you can find these 2 cards here. Next, we have Reach the Horizons, a 4-cost sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and/or town cards with different names. Put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Side quest, raise a chocobo. It costs 2. It's an enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create a 2/2 green bird creature token with whenever a land you control enters, this token gets +1/+0 until end of turn. At the beginning of your main phase, if you control 4 or more birds, transform this enchantment. And Black Chocobo. Creature bird. When this permanent transforms into Black Chocobo, search your library for a land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Landfall, whenever land you control enters, birds you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. You can find these 2 cards here. Next we have the good old Fat Chocobo. It's a saga. For 1 war creature, create a 2/2 green bird creature token with whenever a land you control enters, this token gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Then for 2, 3, and 4 Kaplunk creatures you control gain trample until end of turn. And then of course you have Tifa, my girl. I love her to death. Played her. Loved the fact for 2 costs, legendary creature, human monk. Whenever a land you control enters, double Tifa's Lockhart's power until end of turn. You can find these 2 cards here. Tifa's Limit Break. It's a 1 cost. You can do a somersault for 0. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Meteor strikes 2 double strike creatures, power and toughness until end of turn. And then final Haven for 7. Triple target creatures, power and toughness until end of turn. Obviously, you want to pair that with Tifa if you have a land, which you should, considering you're trying to get as many lands as possible. And sorry about that. Traveling Chocobo, 3 creature bird. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play any lands and cast bird spells from the top of your library. If a land or bird you control enters the battlefield, causes a triggered ability or a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. You have an alternative artwork for Fat Chocobo, which looks really cool. Then you have an alternative artwork for Tifa. Love them. Next, we have alternative artwork for Traveling Chocobo and Diamond Weapon. Looks like this Diamond Weapon is only available in collector boosters, bundles, and gift bundles. Next, we have an extended art for Tifa and a different artwork for Borderless. For Tifa, you can find this version in collector boosters, bundles, and gift bundles, and this version of Tifa in collector boosters and gift bundles. You have a different Traveling Chocobo right here. It is collector boosters, gift bundles. Yeah, Traveling Chocobo and Crimson, I believe, or just whatever color you want to call it. Collector boosters, gift bundles. Looks really cool. Love it. You have a bunch of different Traveling Chocobos now. This one's blue. Collector boosters, gift bundles. Then you have Traveling Chocobo, green collector boosters, gift bundle. Both of them look really cool. You have a black Traveling Chocobo in Japanese collector boosters, gift bundle. Then you have the I'm blanking on what they're called, but the kind of like the Mox Jaspers of the set, but this one's even more rare because you can only have 77 of them just in the world. Serialized. There you go. It's literally right there. Come on, Tutor. Collector boosters and then gift bundles, and it says English only. But I mean, look at that Traveling Chocobo. If you manage to pull one, just feel free to tag me on X or Twitter, because I love to see those cards and the excitement. If you pull it alive, that'd be awesome. Next, we have Bergenhagen, Wise Elder, legendary creature, human shaman, with reach. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a creature with power 7 and greater, draw a card. You can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. Then you have Lifestream's Blessing, instant for 6. Draw X cards where X is the greatest power among creatures you controlled as you cast the spell. If the spell was cast from exile, you gain twice X life. And you can find these in these precons. Next, we have Professor Hojo, 2-cost legendary creature, human scientist. The first activated ability you activate during your turn that targets a creature you control costs 2 less to activate. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control become the target of an activated ability, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Then you have summoning material. It's an artifact equipment. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. As long as this equipment is attached to a creature, you may cast creature spells from the top of your library. The equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has vigilance and tap for 1 green. You can find these in these precons. Then we have extended art for the Life Stream's Blessings, and then some material. You can find those in the collector boosters and gift bundles. Next, we have the extended art for Birkenhand and Wise Elder and the Professor Hojo. The only difference is you can find these in the bundles as well. Next, we have Cultivate. We should all know what Cultivate does. It's one of the most common cards you can see in Commander format, but of course you have Aerith here to kind of showcase it in these precons, and you can search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal those cards, put 1 onto the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand, then shuffle. Next, we have Harmonize. It's a 4-cost sorcery, draw 3 cards, and you can find it in the Cloud precon, it looks like. Nature is lower. Search your library for a force card, put that card on the battlefield, then shuffle. Then next we have Rampant Growth, sorcery. Search your library for a basic land card, put that land onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. You can find this in the Cloud precon, it looks like. Next, we are onto multicolored cards. We have Genova, Ancient Calamity art card, and then you have a Dark Star token. You can find these 2 right here. Next, we have Red the 8th, Proud Warrior art card. Looks really cool. Of course, you have Cloud here, too. Love the art on these 2 cards. Love me Red. Love playing as him. Tifa. And then we have Genova, Ancient Calamity, legendary creature, alien. At the beginning of combat in your turn, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to Genova's power on up to 1 other target creature. That creature becomes a mutant in addition to its other types. Whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn, draw cards equal to its power. Next, we have Rufus Shinra, a legendary creature, human noble. Looks like it has like that art card or that token right here. Whenever Rufus Shinra attacks, if you don't control a creature named Darkstar, create Darkstar, a legendary 2/2 white and black dog creature token. Then you have a different art for Genova right here. You can find these 2 cards over here. Next, we have Sid, Timeless Artificer, as always. This card appears in every single Final Fantasy set, it looks like, and every single Final Fantasy game. Same art, same kind of ability. However, it is different artwork, showcasing the game, of course. Artifact creatures and heroes you control get +1/+1 for each Artificer you control in each Artificer card in your graveyard. A deck can have any number of Sid Timeless Artificers and has cycling. Next, we have Cloud's Planet's Champion. During your turn, as long as Cloud is equipped, it has Double Strike and Indestructible. Equipped abilities, you activate that target Cloud, cost 2 less to cast. And you can find these cards over here. Next, we have a different extended art for Genova, and then we have extended art for Rufus. You can find these in the collector boosters, bundles, gift bundles for both of them. Next, we have Sephiroth's Planet's Heir, 6-cost, legendary creature, human avatar soldier, vigilance. When Sephiroth enters creatures your opponent controls, get -2/-2 until end of turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Sephiroth. Obviously, trying to take down those low value tokens if your opponent has them. I want to see something. I mean, it looks like it's the same exact card as before, just wanted to make sure. Collector boosters, bundle, gift bundles, and then this version of Cloud isn't only in the starter kit. Next, we have a same thing with Sephiroth's Planet's Heir starter kit. Then you have Cloud X Soldier. Haste, when Cloud enters, attach up to 1 target equipment you control. Whenever Cloud attacks, draw a card for each equipped attacking creature for you control. Then if Cloud has 7 or greater power, create 2 treasure tokens. Next, you have Tifa, Martial Artist. Love the artwork. Legendary creature, human monk. Melee. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control with 7 power or greater deal combat damage to a player, untap all creatures you control. If it's the first combat phase of your turn, there is additional combat phase after this phase. Then we have Aerith, Last Ancient, Lifelink, Raise. At the beginning of your end step, if you can gain life this turn, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you gain 7 or more life this turn, return that card to the battlefield instead. And you can find these 2 cards over here. Next, we are on to Barret, Avalanche Leader. Legendary creature, Human Rebel, Reach. Whenever equipment you control enters, create a 2/2 red rebel creature token. At the beginning of combat on your turn, attach up to one target equipment you control to target rebel you control. Then we have red Proud Warrior, legendary creature, Beast Warrior with Vigilance and Trample. Other modified creatures you control have Vigilance and Trample. When red enters, return target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. You can find these in these precons. Next, we have Sephiroth, Fallen Hero. Love this artwork too. Whenever Sephiroth attacks, you may put a cell counter on target creature. Until end of turn, each modified creature you control has base power and toughness 7/5. The reunion for 3, I wonder where that reference is. Sacrifice a modified creature, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, and then you have Aerith Ancient as an extended art right there. Then you have extended art for Barret, Avalanche Leader, and Cloud X Soldier. You can find those in the collector boosters, bundles, gift bundles for both of them. Then we have an extended art for Red Proud Warrior, Vigilant, and you already know what that does, so I won't even bother. Same thing with Sephiroth. You can find those in the collector boosters, bundles, gift bundles for both of them. Then we have Tifa, Martial Artist, extended art, and Cloud X Soldier, borderless. And you can find these in these sets right here. Then you have different artwork for Tifa and Cloud. Collector boosters, gift bundles, MTG, arena card style. And then you have over here, Tifa again, Cloud X Soldier, borderless, and this is the default one. You got Tifa again, right over here, and this is in the commanders. And look at we have a new card, Behemoth Sledge. It's a 3-cost artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has trample and lifelink. And you can spend 3 to equip it. You can find that in these precons. Next we have Decimate. It's a 4-cost sorcery. Destroy target artifact, target creature, target enchantment, and target land. Then you have Sephiroth the Savior. And it looks like it costs 7, except for red. Legendary creature, Phyrexian Angel, Flying Vigilance, and Death Touch lifelink. When a Sephiroth enters, reveal the top 10 cards of your library. For each card type, you may put a card of that type from among the revealed cards into your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. And of course, I have the Traxia Grand Unifier. Then we have Yuffie, different kind of artwork, which is Yuriko, the Tiger Shadow. We know that card. Legendary creature, Human Ninja. Whenever a ninja you control deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand. Each opponent loses life equal to that card's mana value. All right, so next we're on to colorless, and it looks like we just have Sephiroth and Cloud here, or just artwork of Cloud. And this is the emblem that the Sephiroth card had. Whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. This is the Foretell, and then treasure token. Over here we have another Foretell and another treasure token. Next we're on to artifacts. So this will be, of course, like Sword, Soul Ring, stuff like that. Buster Sword 3, equipped creature gets +3/+2. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to that damage without paying its mana cost, and equip 2. Then you have the Masamune 3, legendary artifact equipment. As long as the equipped creature is attacking, it has first strike and must be blocked if able. Equipped creature has, if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of this creature or an emblem you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time and costs 2. Now, let me know, guys. To me, the Buster Sword, I think, is the most iconic video game sword of all time, apart from the Master Sword from The Legend of Zelda. Let me know if you guys agree with that, or if there's another sword that you think takes the cake. Next, we have over here a different version of Buster Sword and Masumene. And you can find these cards here. Next, we have Ultima Weapon, 7-cost legendary artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks, destroy target creature and opponent controls. Equipped creature gets +7/+7, and you cost 7 to equip. Next, we have Conformer Shurikens, cost 2. Legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature has, whenever this creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls. If that creature has greater power than this creature, put a number of +1/+1 counters on this creature equal to the difference. You can find that card over in these precons. Next, you have Wrecking Ball Arm. It's a 2-cost legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature has base power and toughness 7/7. It can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Equipped legendary creature for 3, and equip 7 for just other cards. Then we have the extended art for Conformer Shuriken. You can find this Wrecking Ball in this precon. For the extended art of Wrecking Ball, you can find it in collector boosters and gift bundles. And then, of course, Arcane Signet, and I love that they're showing the Cloud Sword right there. I believe that's Cloud. 2 cost, add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Awesome. Next, we have Armory Automation. 3, artifact creature construct. When this creature enters or attacks, you may attach any number of target equipment to it. And you have Champion's Helm. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. As long as the equipped creature is legendary, it has hexproof, and it costs 1 to equip. Next, we have Colossus Hammer, cost 1. Equipped creature gets +10/+10 and loses flying. And then equip 8. Cost 8 to equip. Next, we have Conqueror's Flail 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each color among permanents you control. As long as this equipment is attached to a creature, your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. It costs 2 to equip. You can find these in these precons. Next, we have Darksteel Plate, which it's indestructible, and equipped creatures has indestructible. It costs 2. Next, we have Explorer Scope. Whenever an equipped creature attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped, and it costs 1 to equip. Next, we have Hero's Blade. It's 2-cost artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +3/+2. Whenever a legendary creature you control enters, you may attach this equipment to it, and it costs 4 to equip. Next, we have Hero's Heirloom with the red right here. It costs 2. Artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. As long as equipped creature is legendary, it has trample and haste, and it costs 2 to equip. You can find these in these precons over here. Next, we have Inspiring Statuary. It's a 3-cost artifact. Non-artifact spells you cast have Improvise. And then Lightning Greaves, of course, artifact equipment. Equipped creature has haste and shroud, and it costs 0 to equip. Of course, this will be primarily like the Cloud precon, it looks like. Mask of Memory costs 2. Artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw 2 cards. If you do, discard a card, equip 1. Now, if you guys are still here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I know this is a longer video, so I do appreciate it if you're still here. Next, we have Skull Clamp. It's a 1-cost artifact equipment. Love the artwork for this, by the way. Equipped creature gets +1/-1. Whenever equipped creature dies, draw 2 cards. You can find these 2 cards over here. And of course, we have Soul Ring, and I love that artwork. Just look at how beautiful that is. It's a 1-cost, obviously, and you can tap it for 2 colorless. Then we have Sword of the Animist. It's a 2-cost legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature attacks, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Find these 2 cards over here. Next, we have Trailblazer's Boots. It's a 2-cost artifact equipment. Equipped creature has non-basic land walk. Equip 2, and you can find these in these precons. Next run of lands, I'll kind of just go through these one by one. I won't read them because you guys can just do that if you'd like. The Gold Saucer, love the artwork for that. Gangaga, Reactor Town. Of course, we have Midgar. How could you not have Midgar? I do want to read this one, though. It's Sorcery Adventure. You may sacrifice an artifact or creature if you do draw 2 cards. Then we have a Plains with 7th Haven right there. Going back over to the Gold Saucer, you can find these cards here. Going back over to Midgard, you can find it here. Looks like it's basically literally everything. This is the extended art for Midgar. Battlefield Forge. Well, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys happy with how Final Fantasy VII was represented in this crossover Universes Beyond with Magic the Gathering? I think so. I think they did really good when it comes to the cards art and kind of recreating what they kind of do. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. And of course, let me know if you guys pulled your target cards. Like, obviously, Tifa was one of mine. I didn't pull her yet. Hopefully, just yet. And I hope to get her someday because Tifa was probably one of my favorite Final Fantasy characters. Here we call him Snarl, and then you have his game Trail. Looks really. I like this artwork right here. I keep saying that. I just love. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call from spam. Um, but I like the artwork for a lot of these cards. Honestly, I mean, like look at the Jungle Shrine. It looks really cool. And then Mossfire Valley, Path of Ancestry, of course. Rootbound Crag. Let me know if you guys also got some of the precons. Curious to see what you guys think of the precons too. I know they're kind of expensive right now, but which if you got any precons, which ones did you get? Why did you get it? I'm curious to know what you guys think of the precons if you're going to be using them. It looks like we're nearing the end here. Sungrass Prairie. I mean, look at this. I like that too. Wooded Ridgeline, Command Tower, of course. And looks like that is it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do truly appreciate you. If you're still here, like again, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel tremendously. I'm currently at 149 subscribers. I'd love to make 250 by the end of this year. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good one. Tutor out.